All right, here we are at our 2008 Cobalt 272 Bowrider for sale here on the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake, Tennessee. This one is powered by a MerCruiser 496 mag V8 inboard outboard stern drive with a Bravo 3 dual prop Outdrive. That currently has about 680 engine hours. This includes a Eagle matching tandem axle trailer with dual brakes, a swing tongue. We'll have the complete list of features and specifications and the current asking price at our website, which is www.yournewboat.com. We don't usually mention the asking prices in the video tours because they'll sometimes change until listing is sold. We do not monitor the YouTube comment page, so if you do have questions about the boat or anything Norris Lake related, really, I'll direct you to our website, which is www.yournewboat.com. If you open up with just a new tab or a web browser, type that in, hit enter, let it load, you'll see some orange lettering. Look for the Find Your New Boat button in the top left-hand corner of the page, and when you click that, it's going to load all of our inventory and order price. And all you got to do is scroll down until you get to the 2008 Cobalt 272 Bowrider. You'll see a photo of it from me, actually from where I started the video, from that angle over there, showing the starboard side. You'll see the asking price right there, and then of course our contact info is going to be all over that page. You can reach out to us by text, by phone, or by email. The only thing I ask is if you call on the phone and get the voicemail, want to return phone call, just make sure you leave a detailed message. Just let me know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. We're often in areas without cell phone reception, as where I'm standing right now being one of those, so if you don't leave a message, I'll have no idea that you called. I've got this tied loosely on the dock, just so I've got it pulled out a little bit so I can get you a good view down both sides. It's a great big old giant Bowrider. I'll have the dry weight of this one listed at the website, but nice big deep V. This one is what they call yacht certified. It's basically just a fancy way to for you to do the math on how many people could be rated for. Really, you want to make sure you're weighted within the weighted range, but ballpark on the size of this boat with the yacht certification, it'd be rated for about up to 15 persons. Again, assuming you were not overweight. So we've got the nice walk-through transom that I just used to get from the extended swim platform up to where I was just standing. Before I leave the swim platform, I want to go ahead and point out a few things. We've got a pull-out transom shower. Comes out right here. That's the switch, turn it on and off. There's a small onboard fresh water tank on this one. I'm going to ballpark it about 10 gallons, but I'll have the exact size of that listed at the website. This is basically a pull-up ski tow bar. You lift this up, give it a little twist, and it's locked into place. When you're done using it, you can just give it a little push back down, and it's going to go down flush. We've got a cockpit cover and a bow snap-on cover, canvas Bimini top. That's in the storage boot right now. Large Sunpad, and this little backrest will lay forward, kind of maximize the Sunpad, give you a little headrest, and then of course you can just give it a little stuff like that right there when you're done. You can see we got a little bit of wear on the upholstery of this one. That you've got that a little bit throughout the boat, not everywhere, but throughout the boat. I actually just had a very similar boat that had a Sunpad, and I believe it was this seat cushion replaced. It cost about $750 in our area. If you replaced all the cushions that were showing somewhere in this one, I'm going to ballpark that probably closer to $2,000 if you want to redo all of these. You got some of this on the side of this one. Maybe as low as $1,500 to $1,800, but should not exceed $2,000. Cobalt has these hinged, basically kind of flipped up seat backs, which make it handy because you don't have to hold the cushion and find a place for it while you're trying to get out what you want. This is a basically just a 12-volt air compressor that will plug right in to help aid in blowing up your towables or tubes, things like that. And then you've got a dual selecting battery switch right here. This one does have dual batteries. That's a battery switch you can run off of one, both. And you can turn the battery switch off, which is the big advantage of the battery switch. You turn that off whenever you leave the boat, and that way when you return, you know, on a Friday, if you're a weekend warrior, when you return, you know your battery's going to be fresh. There's a built-in self-draining cooler. We've got 12 of these cup holders throughout the boat. They are the nice stainless steel insert cup holders. You get 12 of those. This is one of 6 stereo speakers, and you've got 3 12-volt power outlets on this one. So there's that other speaker and cup holder set over here, 2 more over here. And then you've got, Cobalt puts kind of this little felt finish on some of these cockpit speakers. And you've got that kind of little felt or suede, whatever that is kind of coming off. There's another one of those 3 12-volt power outlets right there as well. And then driver and passenger seat are raised bolsters, and they'll both swivel. That just means you can put that seat up so that you can see over your windshield better. All right, so I think I mentioned the driver stereo remote on the swim platform. I'm sorry, the swim platform stereo remote. You've got another stereo remote here at your driver's seat, and then the actual head unit for that stereo is right here. This is a Sony AM/FM satellite ready auxiliary input right here, and here's your third 12-volt power outlet right here. So if you're running off of some kind of a portable music device, you'll be able to plug that in and put the auxiliary input in there. This is also CD. I'm not sure if I said that. So we got AM/FM, CD, auxiliary input, and it's satellite capable. Cobalt usually goes a little extra on some of the small things, like this courtesy light right here. If you're actually here, hang on just a second. If I flip the interior light switch on, that's going to light up. So doesn't do anything now because we've got plenty of daylight. But they've also got one of those. Oh, and one of the other under seat compartments. Another interior light switch right here at the base of that walk-through transom. Large in-floor ski locker. Let me raise that. Snapping carpeting, obviously. And I've got the cockpit cover in here. It looks like about 3 skis and a wakeboard, some tubes. I'm sorry, not tubes, some water noodles, ropes and things like that down there. It's a large in-floor ski locker. Now, a lot of this accessories will not be going with the boat. But I do want to point out just how large that in-floor ski locker is. Tilt steering wheel. And then your full instrumentation. You've got oil pressure, engine water temperature, battery voltmeter, tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, drive trim, and then we've got a air water temp readout, digital readout, and a digital depth finder. Trim tab controls as well. And let's slide this head compartment open. So it's a lockable head compartment. We've got a small porta-potty inside this head compartment. It's got a drain in the floor. You get a little toilet paper holder right here, and then also you've got an exhaust vent and some lighting as well. Alright, close that hatch. Those seats do swivel. I'll return to the engine compartment here in just a moment. I'm going to head on up to the bow area. Also like to point out there is basically a windscreen or a wind block that goes into place with those 2 little bolts right there, and then on those chillier mornings or evenings you've got that capability. Cut back on some of that wind coming through to the cockpit. Large open bow in this 272. Now, storage under these. Now, some of these seats are not on a hinge, like I was talking about earlier. There's that removable bow cover. So integrated waist bin. 2 more stainless cup holders. There's another one of those 6 stereo speakers. There's your other storage down there. This one is on a hinge, and this was the other compartment that I was telling you that if you've got the interior lights turned on, you've got a light switch right there. large compartment right here. We figured this, in addition to the in-floor ski locker, that, and speaking of in-floor ski lockers, there's actually 2 of those. Here's a smaller one up here near the bow. Not quite as large. Put kind of a little rubber matting down in there. You'll keep your gear from getting scratched up. That center cushion there is removable, and that's just to keep you from having to step on your seat. You've got the walk-through transom, so why not have a walkout bow? And then a large anchor locker right up here in the bow. Big heavy-duty stainless cleats. And I think I showed you down in those, one of those other compartments, I guess. We've also got storage down here in this, and that's going to connect all the way over to the other side. So that's kind of a large storage area as well. There we go. Got that back in place. All right, so now let's raise the engine hatch, and this does have the powered engine hatch, which I'm going to raise now. I'll have a photo of the trailer at the website. If you make it there, click into the listing for this. That's going to load the photo slideshow. Some people find that easier. Above and below the larger photo on the photo slideshow page of our website, there'll be a navigation buttons, and you can basically click the pause button because it's going to load, and it basically start scrolling through those photos every 5-15 seconds or something like that. It's going to load a new photo. So some people find it easier. You can click that pause button and then just click through the photo slideshow at your own pace. And then of course there's a thumbnail below the larger photo if you just want to go ahead and skip to the interior. At the very end of the photo slideshow is typically where we'll put the trailer shot, but again, it's a red Eagle tandem axle, same year vintage, 07, 08, depending on when this boat was built. This is a 2008 boat, but a lot of times those trailers are actually built in 2007 and sold as with the 2008. So here's your engine hour meter. 678.9, so 679 hours showing on the engine, and we'll round that up to 680. And there's that small freshwater tank. Here's your dual batteries. Showed you where that selector switch was earlier. And again, this is that 496 mag V8. This has the Bravo 3 dual prop Outdrive. So is equipped with the closed cooling exhaust. More storage, room in this engine compartment. This is a large engine compartment. I'll close that hatch now. So I was already showing you some of that upholstery earlier, trying to get you, a close look at all that so you could see the condition as accurately as possible. We got a little bit of staining on the top of some of these other seats. And let's see, where's the other wear I saw on this one earlier? Again, extended swim platform. I kind of camera over the side here and show you some areas that caught my eye earlier. So, and we've got some sun really kind of coming in at an angle, so this is probably going to look worse than it is. So if you're catching any lighting on here, there's basically just kind of some water spots and some spider webs on here. I'm going to do my best to just show you where we've noticed marks in the fiberglass. All this stuff's going to come right out. If you look closely, just from simply just rubbing that a little bit, most of those water spots went away. So just want to show there was no kind of hidden scratches down there. There are some cobwebs. If the light's hitting it just right, it looks like a scratch. We are missing the L and the Cobalt on the little emblem on both sides, and the T's. The T's got a part of it missing as well. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to move the camera a few times just to try to show you some spots. So right in here, this is a mark that my fingernail caught, and this is not going to come off with the detail. That's into the gel coat just a little bit. Same thing right here. But again, like I think the camera's kind of picking up a little bit of the water spots right here. If you just rub this a little bit, those water spots will basically disappear. Now without actually putting any cleaner or wax on here, those spots basically will come back when it dries. But I just did that to show you there was no scratches in there in the gel coat. That's kind of you know, that's the wear and tear that we're looking for whenever we, you know, show you these listings. Actually, I don't think there was any in that area. Bear with me on the camera work here. There's one or two other spots on this side. Oh, even right there, that was just some dirt. Yeah, here's the other spot I was looking for. You'll probably, if you look real close in some of the exterior shots, you'll see a little mark here, and that's, you know, I've kind of rubbed around that dirt, and that spot right there is going to be there after this is detailed. Up here near the bow, this is a real common area. There is a trailer with this, so this is common whenever you get up near the trailer. This is just a little bit of marks down in the fiberglass. This is way up above the water line though. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not, you know, not exactly a structural concern. And we do have some oxidation on this side of the boat. It's worth pointing out. A real good professional detail will get rid of some of this, but depending on your detail, guys, some of it may not come out. So just want to pull that over. I think that's a mark that's going to come out with the detail. Yeah, here's one other area. I don't even know if that's showing up in the video. If the angle hits it just right, it might. There's a small little mark there, and one other one right here. Again, those probably look worse than the photos in the video. None of those marks are even real deep, but they are just deep enough that, in my opinion, they're not going to come out with the professional detail. So here's that other L missing on the Cobalt emblem there, and that oxidation gets a little bit worse back here coming back to that swim platform. Again, a real good detailer will get some of that out, probably not all of it back here near the swim platform. But again, that depends on your detailer a little bit. So that's going to wrap things up for us today. Again, that's the 2008 Cobalt